This is unacceptable. You expect me to give you a grade for this?
Okay, Ashish, are you filming?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep, it's on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. What are you doing?
I really want to do this.
I wanted a film trailer. What the hell is this?
Come on, we've got to go and rob that bank.
I want you to all redo this assignment, otherwise you're getting a fail.
All right. I'm tired of people putting us down. We've all got our specialities. Us students need to do something different, something big, something convincing. Simple. People don't suspect students. We go in, surprise them, and film it.
Guys, check this out.
Okay.
We can link our trailer to other real life trailers which have already been filmed, such as Ocean's 11, where an opening scene of that there's a interrogation, and that's what we try to replicate in our opening scene as well.
It was at the beginning of the trailer where we sort of had the character being taught to, which was something we sort of adopted into our trailer.
Yeah, and like in Everson Reservoir Dogs, we kind of like imitate the kind of cool walk.
Yeah, even with the music as well, we sort of reflected that. It was very suave and very jazzy, which is something very Tarantino-like.
This is unacceptable.
It builds up the character.
It builds the
Profile.
character, yeah.
Profile of the character, yeah.
And then as the trailer progressed, the pace of the music also intensified, which draws the audience in, and there were a lot of fast-paced scenes and everything.
Built to a montage, yeah.
Yeah, with a lot of action.
Yeah.
What about conventions? Genre conventions, high school conventions?
I think the different types of characters, like with different personalities, is a big thing.
Yeah, for example, like my character, which is like the main leader, the protagonist, and then we have Ashish, who's kind of like the coolish guy, the kind of cool guy.
He had the technical stuff,
stuff,
the camera, the laptop,
The laptop and stuff. And then Ilya, which was like the point man, the hard man.
He knew how to reload a gun,
Yeah.
you know.
And then we had Mark, who was like the smart guy who like read books, whole books, and
He was very timid, very
Yeah.
timid, yeah.
quiet. Yeah, so.
We established this all in our trailer. Sort of the loot. We showed what we were going to rob, which was the
bank.
The bank.
yeah, and what we were going to hold our stuff in, which was
The suitcase.
the suitcase, right? So yeah. And in terms of shots, we sort of had a very Tarantino. We were very influenced by Quentin Tarantino. There were several shots, such as the trunk shot,
The shot which basically the camera's in the trunk, facing upwards as the character, so showing the precious item being seen.
yeah. What else?
The walk again.
Yeah, the walk. Obviously, the walk was from Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
We're gonna slow it down, but it would be too
A bit
cheesy.
too cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's something that the audience could relate to.
As well.
Like they'll be like, oh, we've seen that before.
Awesome.
Also, a black protagonist, which is something like in Jackie Brown, which was something like that.
Yeah.
Both my final poster and magazine cover conform to media conventions to ensure that they cosmetically feel and look professional. To achieve this, I had looked at other real-life media products. For my magazine front cover, I had to research on two contrasting film magazines, Empire and Sight and Sound, to identify and adopt their conventions. They both had contrasting conventions, so I decided to create 2 magazine drafts to fully understand and grasp their standards in order to apply them to my final draft. I identified a simplistic and minimalistic design, and that there was an emphasis on the image and composition in sight and sound front cover. In my final design, I subverted from this form. My design is sophisticated, seen with the Empire logo, and has multiple text placements. Moreover, with the Empire magazine, I had developed some of its conventions, such as the plus symbol for extra content and the themed Empire logo, and also the emphasis on film actors. I decided to use and develop this form and convention as I felt it was most suitable for my type of film, our type of film. In terms of in my final poster, I looked to other film posters relating to heist films. I identified their conventions, the first being that those performing the heist are all together, and the second is that they're all wearing formal attire. These conventions are applied in my final poster. Afterwards, I looked at posters such as The Fellowship of the Ring and Star Wars and used its somewhat format in my poster. Through the use of levels, I felt it helped identify who the protagonist was.
For the layout and design, the conventions were kept similar to other real media products, such as film magazines like Empire. To relate the poster back to the film, I used an unusual background of lined paper to help the audience get a hint of what the film will be about. However, I subverted some conventions of usual film magazines by putting the protagonist alone, which could bring in more audiences, as the general conventions such as adverts and competitions were kept in my film magazine. For my poster, it's very minimal, so it's hard to decipher what the film will be about, and this is due to the subversion of conventions in posters, such as the tagline and the critical acclaim. However, it was inspired by the original Ocean's 11 poster, since it's a classic heist movie and also relates to the sophistication of normal heist films. My poster also splits into 4, which goes against conventions, and I think this will also draw in audiences. In my poster, the main image is of the protagonist as a female in a group of males, and this definitely relates to postmodernism and also incorporates postfeminism too.
Okay.
Both my final media products use and develop formal conventions by using other real media examples such as the film magazine Empire. In terms of my final poster magazine, I looked at other real media poster magazines such as the Reservoir Dogs. This helped me create an effective image by putting the images and of the gangs and the students face to face each other to create tension and help draw in the target audience.
Both my magazine front cover and film poster conform certain media conventions. Real life media examples which I preferred to and tried to conform was Empire magazine. I tried to establish and conform the conventions of such movie magazines by having a protagonist of the film, in this case was a female, in the foreground of the shot with the 3 other group members behind her. The shot also shows all the characters involved. In terms of mise-en-scène, the characters are all wearing the professional attire and in role ready to carry out a heist, therefore conforming conventions of a heist film, where the characters are usually in their element. This is a conforming convention as it allows the audience to get a feel for the film and how the characters fit into the film. When constructing my film poster, I again looked at real life media examples. The main one I looked at was Ocean's 11, which is a classical heist movie which conforms nearly all conventions of a heist movie. I therefore tried to replicate this, however I felt as if it was not as effective as it could have been. The mise-en-scène is the same for both the film poster and magazine front cover, therefore doesn't portray a different section in the film. Audiences may not get a sense of any difference and may perceive both pieces to be the same. Also, the background is rather too dark in the film magazine. However, it does again show all the main characters and also shows their certain roles within the group.
Both my final products and magazine front cover conform to the heist media convention. For my final front cover of my magazine,
I looked at two different types of magazines which are popular these days, such as Empire and Total Film, and established what different conventions they showed. Such as in Empire magazine they used more of an action effect, however in Total Film it was a more character based, and hence because of this my final product was based around Total Film magazine. As in my final product, I had all the main character of the crew centralized around one protagonist. So in the end, the image which I chose was when the main protagonist was in the middle, everyone was around them, which conforms to the false feminism. As the leader is the protagonist is a woman, which usually in a heist genre is usually expected to be a male. For my final poster production, I looked at different types of posters such as Ocean's 11 or Reservoir Dogs, and found out that they established each character individually. So from that, my unique selling point came up, as each character in my poster had their own block, which was covered by a colour which reflected the personality. E.g. me, behind me in the picture is a block of red, which reflects my aggressive personality.